What's up, YouTube? You're tuning in to The Rerun, YouTube's newest furry and retro gaming nostalgic podcast, and I'm Retro Coyote. How's it going, y'all? So, super stoked to be here, and I got a lot of really cool stuff I'm working on. Stuff is going to be changing. Stuff is always changing, but before we get into that fun stuff, real quick, if you enjoy the content here on this channel, if you enjoy the 90s, 2000s nostalgia, retro gaming, furry stuff, and all the cool stuff that you probably grew up with, definitely drop a like and make sure to subscribe because we're growing our community here on the channel and we'd love to have you with us. Also, if you want to support the channel a bit more directly, then please check out our Patreon. There's another link down in the description of the video. He says, pointing at his pajama pants. So, yeah, we've got a lot going on. Stuff is changing, like I said. First off, though, big positive, big win, small win, but we're going to call it a big win because we like to celebrate here on the channel. We just hit 1,400 subscribers. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. I'm super jazzed that you guys still enjoy my content, and you know, like I said, we're growing our community here all the time, so that's always good to see. So yeah, I mentioned earlier things were going to be changing here on the channel. Yes and no. Stuff isn't going to change much for you. You're still going to get to enjoy shorts and long form content here on the rerun, just like normal. Just the schedule at which these are going to be uploaded might be a bit different. You may have noticed I've been a bit spotty with my uploads. For that, I apologize. My schedule is changing at work. I usually work Monday through Friday. Very good. Easy, very simple. I get my weekends. Hooray, everybody. Yeah. But come June, that is no longer going to be the case, at least for now. I'm going to be off Tuesday and Wednesday, starting June the 1st. So it's going to be weird while I adjust to the new schedule. I am obviously going to try to get stuff out to you guys, and if I need to change up the way I get uploads out to you guys, I'll let you know in like a post or something. But I just wanted to make you guys aware there's some stuff changing. So if my upload schedule is spotty, that's why. Or it's maybe just me being lazy. I'll never tell. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on in Ryan land right now. But I wanted to get this video out because I am working on some stuff. We are having some fun. I am working on a Pokemon Ribbon-Challenge. Now, if you don't know what that is, for the uninitiated, a Pokemon Ribbon-Challenge is when you take one Pokemon, an individual Pokemon, through as many of the games or in one game or games, whatever, and try to earn as many of the ribbons as possible. These aren't Pokemon badges. Ribbons are different. They are items you get put onto your Pokemon's profile page, I guess. That sounds weird to say it like he's got a Facebook page. But you get ribbons for doing various tasks. Beating the Elite Four, winning Pokemon shows, all sorts of stuff. And I'm working on a Pokemon Ribbon Challenge for the games compatible with Pokemon Home. I'm calling it my Pokemon Home Ribbon Challenge because I'm not creative. But it's very much inspired by Sir Toast Knight's video. I'll put the thumbnail up here. You've probably seen this video if you've ever been interested at all in Pokemon Ribbons. He goes through each of the games from Gen 3 on upward through onto the modern games, taking his shiny Scizor with him, earning all the ribbons, doing just about everything you can do with a Pokemon in the games. And my challenge is not going to be nearly as comprehensive as his is, just because in a lot of the classic games, like in a lot of the earlier stuff, the servers and things like that are shut down, and to get access to those, not only would I would have to mod and emulate and do a bunch of trickery that I'm not super familiar with, and that's just not something I'm interested in doing. But what I can do is a much more accessible version of a ribbon challenge, which I'm going to call the Pokemon Home Ribbon Challenge. Being that it is based on games that you can get Pokemon in and out of through Pokemon Home. Okay? So we are starting in Pokemon Go. We have our champion. It is going to be a Gallade when he's ready to go. There is one ribbon you can get in Pokemon Go. It is a Max Friendship ribbon. You have to have like a best buddy Pokemon to earn that ribbon on him. But once we're done with that, we're going to move him over to probably Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, and we're going to do those ribbons. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know if progress through that is something you'd be interested in. I'm kind of bummed actually, because I was going to do it with my Dragonite that I have in Pokemon Go, because Dragonite's my boy. But you can't take him, he's not compatible with all the different games. The Pokemon had to fit a couple of criteria. I was super excited to do it, and then I found out, and I was kind of bummed because I spent like days leveling up my Dragonite, but whatever. He has to be able to go into all these games, like Pokemon Go, he starts there, then he goes into Home, and then from there he goes into Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. From there he goes into Legends Arceus, because there's a ribbon you can get there. And then from there, we're not going to have to worry about the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee games, because there's no ribbons you can get there, so they're exempt from this. Then to Sword and Shield, then Scarlet and Violet, and then eventually, later on, Pokemon ZA when it comes out. He had to be able to go to all those games, and the guys you can transfer there are limited. I had to look up a list. And he had to have a Mega Evolution, because if you didn't know, Pokemon ZA is bringing back Mega Evolution. So we had to fit all those criteria, and had to be a Pokemon I like, because I was going to be spending a lot of time with that Pokemon, and I'm not doing that with a freaking Lucario or a Garchomp or whatever. They're cool Pokemon, sure. They're big, they're popular, everybody likes them. I don't want to do it with a big popular Pokemon everybody likes. I want to do it with Pokemon I like. So I've picked Ralts, who is going to eventually become a Gallade. I forgot Gallade had a Mega Evolution, and I was like, that's cool. Let's go. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, let me know if that's something you want updates on, because I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that. And if you want to, like a walkthrough of that ribbon challenge, I'd be happy to provide basically a documentary. Kind of like a lesser version of Sir Toast's whole quest he went on with that Scizor, which by the way was awesome. If you have a chance, check that video out, because it's what inspired me to do this and got me into Pokemon ribbon collecting in the first place. It unlocks a whole new way to play the game that, like, because most of the time when you go to Pokemon, you're thinking, competitive battling, yada yada. And don't get me wrong, that's great. I played around in Pokemon Showdown and other stuff, and competitive battling can be a lot of fun. It's a great strategy, brain teaser, and it feels great when you win. But I am not good at it, so I'm doing the ribbon challenge, and I got to do a lot of really cool stuff I'd never done with the Pokemon games. A whole new way to play those things after all these years. So from there, obviously, I was hooked. So we're doing that. We're gonna have a Gallade. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. But beyond that little rant there, yeah. We're, like I said, community's growing. We just hit that milestone, 1,400. Very cool. I am looking into various tabletop RPGs that aren't Dungeons and Dragons. You see behind me, I got a bunch of Transformers. There's a Transformers tabletop. There's a Dragon Age tabletop. There's World of Darkness, which I've been into for a while. And yeah, so I'd like to do some tabletop stuff on this channel, because I don't get much more old school than tabletop gaming. So if there's a game that you guys that I mentioned that you guys will be interested in, let me know. You can maybe branch out into that. But I also got some batteries for my Digimon V-Pets, so we can take a look at that. We can do another run of those guys if you're interested. Yeah, and I've been having a lot of fun digging through, because I live with my dad, And his collection kind of puts mine to shame, so I like digging through his stuff because he had a lot of old, really weird controllers. Some of the stuff I've been showing you guys on shorts, you guys have seen already. So that's going to be what our shorts are about. When I find something weird, it's like, did you know that they made this thingamajig for the Atari 2600 or fucking whatever? You know, we have our little arcade in the living room and all sorts of cool stuff. So we're going to get shorts out there for you guys, no problem. We have a couple that are coming out that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, so I just wanted to put a video out there for you guys, kind of let you know what's going on. And just thank you guys again for hanging out with me, and I really appreciate it. I do this as a podcast now, these long form videos, because it just kind of lets me to kind of chat with you guys in kind of like a fireside chat kind of format. And I call it the rerun for a reason. If there's something I want to go over again that I've gone through the channel a couple years ago, I can bring it back and say, hey, it's still, look at this guy again. So I can basically recycle old content and, you know, still have fun with it, share some new stuff I've learned, because, you know, we're finding new stuff out all the time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me while I ran at you for about 10-12 minutes. Like I said, let me know if you want me to document the ribbon challenge. I'll be happy to do it. Let me know if you want it done in like chapters or a long documentary. I can do either. I can do both, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really, you guys are awesome. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.